not adjust your streams. It's the Big Ten on CBS. Number 3, Ohio State starting their campaign off against Indiana. Ohio State winners in their last 23 season openers. Kyle McCord tasked with filling the sizable shoes of one C.J. Stroud. When in doubt, hand it off. Mayan Williams off the left side makes it 7-0 Buckeyes, capped off an 11-play, 80-yard drive, first of the season. This is going to be easy, right? Early second quarter, can't do it. McCord, play action, rolling right, throws back across his body left. Take another look. It is the quarterback Cardinal sin. Outside the hash is back inside. Indiana taking over on the new QB's first mistake. That would lead to an Indiana field goal, so a 7-3 game. Next possession, got to let him sit for a second. Devin Brown, the redshirt freshman, wearing 3-3, second on that quarterback depth chart, getting a look, but taken down behind the line by Andre Carter, loss of 3. Next possession, back to McCord. Under a minute left in the half. Drops back, hit from behind, ball's loose. Refs are going to let this one go. Play is blown dead. The refs would call it an incomplete pass on the field. Would be reviewed. Call would stand. You be the judge. Nearly another turnover for McCord. Ohio State would maintain possession, tack on a field goal to end the half. Buckeye offense finding some more flow in the second half, third quarter, up 13-3. McCord finding Cade Stover, the big tight end. 49-yard gainer. First down for the Buckeyes. Few plays later, Mayan Williams. More Mayan. He's in. Ohio State up 20-3. Fourth career multi-touchdown game for Williams. Buckeyes go on to win this one 23-3. Not the fireworks maybe we expected out of Ryan Day's offense, but a win is a win is a win, and is their 29th consecutive win in this head-to-head against the Hoosiers, extending the longest active streak in FBS. Ohio State now 31-0 against unranked opponents under Ryan Day. Marvin Harrison Jr., big part of this offense a year ago, going to go high in the draft next year. Tua Shepson's 18 yards for the big wideout, who will likely be featured in this offense all season long. Jenny Dell catching up with Coach Day post-game.
All right, Coach, got the first win of the season after a little bit of a slow start. Are you encouraged with the way that this team responded?
I liked the third quarter, and I thought we really kind of turned it on in the fourth quarter there. We didn't quite get that done. I'm glad we got the win, but certainly a lot to work on.
And you stuck with this guy right next to me the majority of the day, Kyle McCord. How did he perform out there?
I thought he had some really good moments, and so there's a lot to learn from, a lot to grow on. Got the first W, and that's the point.
Congratulations on the win. All right, Kyle, you have waited patiently for this opportunity. What can you take away from this experience?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn from it. I'm excited to go back and watch the film. I feel like as an offense, we had our moments, moved the ball well, and scored a few times, but at the same time, I think there's a lot to improve upon. So I'm excited overall. I thought, we did all right, but, left some points on the field for sure.
So how can this offense and this team grow and learn and move on from this win?
Yeah, I think just taking every game and, taking the highs and the lows and learning from it and just continuing to evolve and be better. I know there's definitely a few throws that I would like to have back, a few plays I would like to have back, and I'm sure, the rest of the guys would agree. There's a few plays they want to clean up, so that's the beauty of it. We get to come back next week and improve and keep going.
All a learning process. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just find Marv. That's going to be the coaching point. As for Coach Day, undefeated in the Big Ten against all teams not wearing maize and blue. Let's head back out to Bloomington, where CBS lead analyst Gary Danielson joins us from the booth. Gary, it is always great to be with you. The Buckeyes do tuck one here in the win column, but it was a game that lacked that explosiveness that we've come to expect from Ryan Day's type offenses. Where did you see those coachable moments here for a team that's trying to establish identity early?
Yeah, hey, Joe, really everywhere. And I heard what you said, 23-3 doesn't tell the whole story, but it kind of does. I mean, you're thinking about a high-powered Ohio State offense that, you're thinking putting points on the board has been their trademark. 3 straight NFL quarterbacks. You got 2 NFL wide receivers, and that if with Ohio State this year, it's national championship or bust with this football team. So, yeah, a lot of coaching to be done. And right now, this is, I think Ohio State, even the players expected a little bit more than this in this game.
You touched on it there. For the last decade, there's really never been a question of what the Buckeyes would have at that quarterback position. Stroud, Fields, Haskins, Barrett, the list goes on.
Right.
Saturday was Kyle McCord's opportunity to claim next, and he didn't as emphatically as we maybe wanted him to, but he did seem to get more comfortable as the game wore on. How do you expect Ohio State's offense to differ from years past with the difference in personnel now?
So, Joe, I don't think it can be different, okay? They've got too many weapons on the outside. If you're going to beat Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, USC, you're going to have to score, as Ryan Day said before the championship game, you're going to have to get in the 40-point mark to beat those teams. So there's no going away from where their power is. You've got to have a quarterback that's going to throw the ball. Yes, balance in running game is important too. Defense is important, but the sharp spear of this football team is the two wide receivers, and they got to use them to win the national championship.
Yeah, not nearly enough Marv in this one, or what we came to expect from him a season ago. A moment here on Indiana, because this defense was a bottom feeder last season. So much of defensive effort is built within the culture in a locker room. Not to go too big picture here, but this sort of defensive performance has to have Hoosiers fans feeling better about their team than maybe they did this morning.
Yeah, I always think if you're the Indiana Hoosiers or Kentucky football, you got to avoid the countdown to basketball season. And I think this Indiana Hoosier team just did enough to keep the football fans saying, all right, they deserved me tuning in for another game. We talk about, will this transfer stuff work? Can you bring in 23 transfer guys and fit into a program? Hey, it worked today. They played well. They fit in with the guys that remained on the football team. They played as a unit. I think, nobody likes to lose a game. We all play to win the game, okay? We get that. But I think in this case, Hoosier fans, Hoosier coaches, and just as important, the players in that locker room are going to look at themselves in the mirror and say, we can beat people. That's a good football team, Ohio State. But looking at our schedule, we are not going to be pushovers this year.
And time will offer answers to all questions. We always appreciate the time with you up in the booth and on CBS. Gary, we appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, my man.
And don't forget, more football to be had here in Week 1 on CBS. A two-pack coming your way on Sunday, Northwestern and Rutgers. 18th-ranked Oregon State starting their season against San Jose State, all coming your way on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.